Hello students, how are you? Fine, I think. Stay home, stay safe. Good. So I will continue the next part of the acid base lesson. Okay, regarding the pH scale and salts. Now I will continue this acid base lesson. Okay, already you have learned what is an acid, what is a base. Okay, and these things you have already learned, isn't it? So I will continue the remaining part. So after end of this maybe activity, or you can say this video, okay, you will able to say, you will able to learn what is a pH scale, what is a pH, what is the meaning of the pH, what is the definition of the pH, and what is the importance of pH, and these things you can easily learn from this video. Understand? So now let us start. Okay, already you learned the what is an acid. Acid is sour in taste, which turns the blue litmus to red and all, isn't it? And the base, which is bitter in taste. And okay, now how can you identify? We are using the indicators to identify. And the indicators are also natural indicators and synthetic indicators. What are those synthetic indicators? Name them. Yes, first one is methyl orange, phenolphthalein, and universal indicator. Okay, these are the three indicators or synthetic indicators, that means man-made indicators, which you are using in the laboratory to identify the pH values or to identify whether the given substance is acid or base. Okay, then what is this pH? Okay, it is actually the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. pH means power of the hydrogen ion is a negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration, which was actually introduced by Mr. Sorensen in 1909. Okay, he used to express this hydrogen ion concentration, hydrogen ion H plus, okay, in the dilute solutions. Understand? So pH scale is just a numbers, okay, which gives the concentration of hydrogen ion in dilute solutions. So what is pH? pH is a negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. Okay, different substances will have different pHs. We'll learn now. Okay. So what is pH? It is a negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. That means how it will change. Suppose when you are taking 10 power 0 is logarithm of 10 power 0, how much? It is 1. Okay, 10 power 1. Okay, 10 power 0 or 10 power 1, 10 power minus 1. If you take 10 power minus 1, so negative logarithm of minus 1, negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. That means minus logarithm of the H minus 10 power minus 1, that is pH is 1. So if it is 10 power minus 1, it is pH is 1. 10 power minus 2, pH is 2. 10 power minus 7, pH is 7. Like that, the 10 has to be raised in order to express the hydrogen ion concentration of the solution. So 10 power has to be raised. Understand? So this method was introduced by Mr. Sorensen. So if you observe this pH scale, okay, if you take the battery acid, which is almost all equal to 0, the pH is 0, and gastric juice 1.2, lemon juice 2.2, milk 6.6, pure water, that is 7. Okay, that is freshly distilled water, isn't it? Pure water is freshly distilled water, and acid rains is nearly 5.6. okay, and household ammonia, it is 11.5, and milk of magnesia, which is an antacid, which is used to reduce the pH in your stomach. Okay, pH of the acid in your stomach, if the acidity is increased. Okay, blood pH, it is equal to 7.6 to 7.8, milk 6.6, and vinegar, what is vinegar, which is used in the bakeries and all, isn't it? The 5 to 10% of acetic acid is vinegar. Okay, and beverages, that is carbonated beverages, cool drinks, it is also acidic. Okay, this is a scale which indicates all the pH values of the given solutions. So these are the if you want to place them in a scale, this is a representation in a tabular form. In the tabular form, the same materials which can be formed as a tabular form, the solution, dilute solutions and their pH values. Toothpaste, if you observe, it is a base, okay, mild base, and coffee, it is an acid. Tomato juice, it is an acid. Milk, slightly acidic. Okay, soft drinks 6. Okay, like that, they are all the common substances where the pH values are given. You have to learn all these values. And if you observe, the saliva is 7.4 before meals, and the saliva after meals, it is 5.8. Okay. Now those whatever the values are given there in the previous is a symbolic or graphical representation, or you can easily say a pictorial representation of the pH values. Simply just see the picture and understand the numbers are which are given in the numbers are nothing but the pH values. If you see the urine is also an acid, uric acid. Okay, water is a neutral substance, so its pH is 7. Ammonia, pH is 11. Bleaching, okay, what this at the time of corona, isn't it? Sodium hypochlorite, 13 pH, and this tomato juice, it is 4, like that. These are the some of the pH values which are given in the pictures. Now, how can you determine the pH of the various solutions? This is an experiment you have to learn. Okay, so for any activity, what is the aim of the activity? To find the pH of the various solutions. Let us take all the acids and bases. Okay, dilute HCl, dilute sodium hydroxide, dilute hydrogen carbonate, and acetic acid, lemon juice, distilled water, coffee, etc. The materials required. Those things we have to take it in a test tubes. Okay. So first test tube, take the dilute HCl, 2 ml of dilute HCl. In the second one, take the dilute sodium hydroxide, and like that in the third, acetic acid, that is vinegar, and sodium hydrogen carbonate, distilled water, ammonium chloride, lemon juice, carrot juice, banana juice, and aerated drinks, that is soft drinks, cool drinks. Okay, these are taken in a test tubes. Okay, take a dropper and add the indicators. Here we have used the methyl orange. Okay, so dilute HCl and sodium hydroxide, these are the pictures. Okay, acetic acid, sodium hydroxide, distilled water, ammonium chloride, lemon juice, carrot juice, banana juice, and cool drinks. Okay, then what we have to do? You have to add those indicators. Okay, when you add the methyl orange, the dilute HCl, okay, will turn into red color, sodium hydroxide purple color, acetic acid yellow color, and sodium hydrogen carbonate light green color, distilled water green, ammonium chloride slightly green, lemon juice red color, carrot juice yellowish, and banana dark yellow, and the aerated drinks light green. Like that, the colors will change. What we are doing here, we are adding the indicators. So those indicators will tell you the pH values. So here you can use the universal indicator or the methyl orange. Understand? So let us do an experiment with all these materials, all the 17 solutions, and make a tabular form. Okay, after the pH paper, the pH paper will color will change, approximate pH values depending upon the color. Okay, if you take the pH paper, that is universal indicator paper, if it turns into different colors based on the WIPG or based on that colors, you can say the pH values of the substance. So write those approximate values of the pH and what is the nature of the pH. What is the nature of the substance? The substance, how can you say it is acidic? If it is 1 to 7. Okay, how can you say if it is basic? The pH is from 7 to 14. It is an acid base. Okay, the salt also you can measure, you can nearly it is equal to 7. Okay, these are all salts. Okay, suppose when you are taking sodium CH3COO, sodium acetate, it is a salt and its pH color will give you the green color and the pH is 7 and nature of the substance is salt. Like that, observe the table and learn. Okay children, let us continue. So pH meter is used to measure the pH in the laboratories and also in the industries. Okay, a display board will be there and a pH meter. So first of all you have to take a this conical flask and take the solution of that substance and immerse the pH meter, then it will give you the pH value. Okay, so all we call them this as a pH meter. So what is the purpose of the pH meter? It is used to measure the pH values. So what is the purpose of the pH meter? It is used to measure the pH values of the different water based solution. That solution you have to prepare, okay, in dissolved in water. Okay. If the pH is 0, its molarity is 1. So highly completely molar substance. Okay, pH is 0. And if the pH is 14, its molarity is 10 power minus 14. Remember. Okay, and if water is added to the acid, then what is present in the acid? H plus ions are present, that is hydrogen ions are present. These hydrogen ions, when they combine with water molecules, they forms the hydronium ions. So most of the ions present in an acid are hydronium ions. So acid gives hydronium ions which are very, very strong. So now coming to the effect of pH on the animals and plants and human beings. Let us say what it is. So here next another important topic, that is importance of pH in daily life. What is it? Importance of pH in daily life. Okay, first one, is there any effect on the plants, animals? Are they sensitive to the pH? Let us see they are sensitive or not. So what is the topic? Importance of pH in everyday life. The first one is are the plants and animals pH sensitive or not? That's isn't it? So first of all, when there is an acid rain, how the acid rains are formed? Okay, how the acid rains are formed? If the industrial gases, industrial vent gases, or the pollutant gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, these combine with the rainwater and forms a a acid rains, which can easily destroy the forest, which can easily destroy the aquatic animals, which where the water is mixed with the this canals or the rivers. Okay, so when the pH of the water is less than 5.6, then it is called an acid rain. So when we say the rain is acidic, if the pH is less than 5.6. So when pH is decrease, that means the less than 5.6, then automatically the aquatic animals like the fishes, all these aquatic animals will die. Okay, so they should not be less than 5.6. the water pH should not be less than 5.6, or it can kill even destroy the plants. Okay, if the pH is less than 5.6, automatically the aquatic animals will die. That means the survival of the aquatic animals will be very, very difficult. Now another one, that is importance of pH in the daily life only. The pH change in the tooth decay. Changes causes due to tooth decay. Why the pH is responsible for the tooth decay? You might have got a doubt. Okay, at the time of the taking the food, some or chocolates or ice creams, some of the parts of these carbohydrates or sugars are on the teeth. Okay, if you are not cleaned properly, they will be get affected by the bacteria at the time of night time while you are sleeping. They will get affected by the bacteria, and these sugars and carbohydrates will be converting into the acids. Let us see. Okay, this which is a hardest part in your teeth is the enamel. Okay, it is made from calcium phosphate. Okay, if the pH is less than 5.5, then the tooth decay starts. Okay, if it is more than 5.5, okay, but if it is less than 5.5, more acidic form will be there, and your teeth will get affected. How it will be affected? Because of the bacteria which is affects the enamel present in the teeth. Okay, so bacteria present in the mouth produces an acid. Then how can you prevent it, or how can you change the pH of the tooth decay? How can you change? First of all, you should not take the ice creams and chocolates. Okay, more. Okay, you can take little bit, but you should not take more. And using the mouthwash, or not taking more sugars, or you can prevent by using the toothpaste. Do you know toothpaste is a base? Okay, in the morning, if it is more acidic in the teeth, and you are using this bases, it will neutralize your teeth. Okay, so it can be prevented by using the toothpaste and mouthwashes. So you should daily 2 times brush your teeth 2 times. It's a good habit. Now the pH in your daily life, another concept, that is the how the pH affects the digestive system. So pH in our digestive system. Okay, our stomach produces hydrochloric acid, isn't it? Dilute hydrochloric acid produces. Okay, what is the purpose of this hydrochloric acid? It will help the food to digest. Okay, it will convert this into the energy. So how it will be converted? The acid which is produced, that means which acid? The dilute hydrochloric acid which is produced, if it is more in the stomach, then it causes a pain, stomach pain. Okay, so what you will do, you have to reduce that more acid, that means antacid will be used, and that by after using this antacid, okay, why? Because antacid is a base which reduces the acidity and neutralize the stomach. Okay, so and what is this antacid you are using? The magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide is an antacid which is used to neutralize the stomach. So let us see the equation. Okay, So magnesium hydroxide MgOH twice combine with the HCl to form a salt, magnesium chloride and water. Okay, after balancing, MgOH twice plus 2HCl gives rise to MgCl2 plus 2H2O. So it is also called the milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia is magnesium hydroxide. Understand? Good. So let us do a small activity, nothing but just take this magnesium hydroxide and add some methyl orange to HCl. Okay, it turns red, and again add the magnesium hydroxide, and again it becomes neutral, so color also changes. Very simple, na? HCl, add methyl orange, it turns to red. Again add magnesium hydroxide in the test tube. Automatically there is a reaction between HCl and magnesium hydroxide takes place, and it becomes neutral, and the color will changes. So next one is also another topic of the pH of in your daily life, that is pH of the soil. So the farmers knows the what is the purpose of the soil. Okay, the soil is the main one which use to grow the plants, isn't it? Some of the plants grows very well, some of doesn't, based on the pH values of the soil. Yes, pH values of the soil. So how can you know the pH values of the soil? Okay, this plant also requires a specific pH range to grow. It does not want any acidic soil, or it does not grow in basic soil, only in a specific range. Okay, then how can you know the pH? Simply collect the sample, soil sample, add 2 grams of the soil in a test tube, and add some water and shake it well. Make a solution of the soil and filter the solution. Then you will get a filtrate. That filtrate, used it for pH, checking for the pH values. Okay. So if the pH range is 6 to 6.6, okay, then it is okay. But if it is less than 6, that means the soil is acidic. Okay, then you have to add the base. If the soil is basic, you have to add slightly acidic substances, but normally the soils are becomes acidic because of the acid rains and rain. Okay, and this you have to maintain the pH to grow the plants. Understand? So what you will do to reduce the acidic in nature, acidity, you have to use the gypsum or the quicklime, calcium oxide. Okay, and also you can use the gypsum. See, the farmers will check this soil and add this quicklime, powder lime. Okay, or quicklime will be used to reduce the, to increase the pH. Here, not to reduce the pH, to increase the pH, they will use the quicklime. Why? Because again there is a range for the growth of the pH range for the growth of the plants. Now another important concept regarding the self-defense by plants and animals. The plants and animals, okay, they will use this defensive techniques, induce the acid into the human beings. Okay, like ant sting, induce the formic acid into the skin. Okay, and the honeybee induces methanoic acid. Both are same, formic acid and methanoic acid. Okay, this is also an acid which induces into your skin. The acid will be induced into your skin. And the nettle plant, have you seen the nettle plant? It creates a burn and itching, isn't it? The hair of this nettle plant also uses the acids into your, induces an acid into your skin. Then you will feel the burning sensation at that place, isn't it? So these are the defensive techniques used by plants. Okay, then how can you treat this okay, this animal, or defensive techniques use or induced acid which is induced into your skin? Simply, as it is an acid, if you wash with a base, then it will be cured very easily. Remember this. So neutralize, you have to neutralize the effect immediately. Okay, so here what you have to do, use a mild base like baking soda or sodium hydrogen carbonate. Ask your mother a baking soda or a sodium hydrogen carbonate, and make a solution and apply on the sting of the this ant or the honeybee or the nettle plants. Okay, so this is the best treatment using this mild acids. Okay, so this is how we complete the importance of pH. So what you have learned is here, you have learned about the pH, different substances, different pH values, how to measure the pH, what is a pH, and importance of pH in your daily life, and the self-defense by plants and animals. Have you understood, children? Have you got it very well? Very good.